The Tyson Fury vs. Francis Ngannou boxing fight just happened this past Saturday, October 28, 2023, and the hype still hasn't died down. They battled it out for 10 full rounds, and ultimately the WBC champion Tyson Fury won by split decision 94-95, 96-93, 95-94. But did he really deserve it? Listen in to hear all you need to know about this battle between Fury and the UFC heavyweight Francis Ngannou. The world of combat sports was taken by surprise when UFC's Conor McGregor made his debut as a professional boxer. He could have fought just anyone, but he decided to fight one of the best of his generation, Floyd Mayweather. This was really a break from the norm. However, it is a move that boxing fans might no longer find shocking, and it seems Francis Ngannou learned a thing or two from this move. It's no longer news that the best heavyweight boxer of his generation, Tyson Fury, is getting back into the ring after being away for almost a year. Being one of the best in the game, every boxing fan is looking forward to him knocking horns with an opponent in the ring. The boxing world knows Fury will be meeting Usyk for a showdown that will produce an undisputed heavyweight champion. But that's not what this video is about. This is a video on the face-off between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Before we dive in, don't forget to smash that like and share buttons. Also, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel to see more videos like this. Let's get rolling. Unlike Fury, who is a seasoned boxer, his opponent was a newbie and was none other than Francis Ngannou of Cameroon. Francis might have been a newbie in the boxing world, but is no stranger to fighting. The former UFC heavyweight champion was a king in the octagon until he stepped down from the throne for a fresh challenge. So if you thought Fury was going to fight a learner and thought that he would simply walk over his opponent, you were very wrong. Francis is one of the heaviest punchers on the planet. His punch measures over 90 HP. So it was really not a surprise that he gave the Gypsy King a run for his money. About a year ago, it did not seem like Francis and Fury would ever have to go head-to-head. But the two heavyweights knocked horns on the 28th of October in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and this fight started by 10 p.m. British Standard Time. The average boxing fan actually expected Fury to walk over Francis without a scratch, not to get past 3 rounds. Well, this might have seemed possible on paper. However, the likelihood of the Briton beating the Cameroonian was basically dependent on how well the Cameroonian responded to training, and the result of this fight proved Francis adapted very well. If it is a surprise how well Ngannou did in this bout, don't forget he had one of the best in the world training him. He trained with Mike Tyson, so he definitely had a trick or two. Well, if things had gone according to plan for Tyson, he would have been done with Francis in a short while and focused on his fight with Usyk, which was supposed to be 2 days to Christmas. This fight will produce the world's first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis became one in 1999. Due to the significance of the fight between Fury and the Ukrainian, the entire boxing world is looking forward to it. But this moment is about Fury and Francis and the turnout of their clash. So Ngannou was making his professional debut, and if you thought he had a shot at the title, you were wrong. Apart from his record and perhaps bragging right, Fury had nothing to lose aside from Ngannou being able to shock the world. We didn't expect him to, but all he really took from Fury was some bragging right. No more, no less. He wouldn't go home with any title. And although Ngannou is obviously no stranger to fighting, getting into the ring with a world champion for a fight that was expected to last 30 minutes definitely challenged him. This bout was for 10 rounds, and each round was 3 minutes. This was just normal for Tyson. However, Ngannou, who was considered heavy, looked like he lacked the endurance to go the distance. But apparently, our assessment of him was wrong. Only a handful of lucky spectators were able to watch this bout live in Saudi Arabia, but those that did not fall into a small pool of people that were live in Riyadh had no reason to worry as they saw it live on pay-per-view in the UK via TNT Sports Box Office. For this, they had to part with 21.95 pounds or $27. That's not all. Those who were not looking to watch this match via a TV channel were free to stream it through the TNT Sports Box Office website. The fight between Fury and Francis was quite like routine for the Brit, who is a seasoned boxer. However, for the Cameroonian, it was a major break from the norm. Beyond the obvious fact that Ngannou was swimming in deep unknown waters, he just rose to new heights financially. With this fight, Ngannou made $10 million. This might not seem like a lot of money to some heavyweights. However, this is actually the best the former UFC heavyweight champion has had access to at once. As a matter of fact, the last he earned in a fight was $600,000. Although Francis was clearly the underdog coming in at plus 850 to Fury's minus 550, it made perfect sense for him to take this fight for the bag he would get despite any outcome, although this did not sit well with a lot of people. In the end, the former UFC champion does not regret his decision even one bit. While defending the Cameroonian's decision to leave the UFC, Fury said, "Everyone said he was an idiot for walking away from the UFC, and now all of a sudden he's a genius, isn't he? Guys made $10 million. Come on, egg in their faces. Francis is going to make that bag. Rich." Francis made a lot of money from this fight, however his opponent even made more. Well, this was as expected as Fury is the bigger person here. According to reports, Fury walked away with £39 million. So long as fighting in a boxing ring is concerned, Fury is the bigger name, and it is not surprising he went home with more money. However, the Brit did not just walk away with more. He also expected to walk out of this fight as champion, and the various fight predictions favored him. However, the journey to victory was hard. Things actually shouldn't be any different as he is undefeated as a professional boxer, and Ngannou was having his first boxing bout. There's no doubts about the abilities of Ngannou, as he is as dangerous as a fighter can get. But boxing is different from MMA, so you might be a king in MMA, but not necessarily be of major significance in boxing. The entire duration of this fight made it the full 10 rounds. Although we did not expect a lot from Francis, the world was all shocked when he knocked down Fury in the third round, claiming to call Fury a bad professor after Fury claimed he would be taking Ngannou to school when the fight started. As much as that was the height of his assault, he shocked the Gypsy King severely in this bout. Well, unfortunately for him and luckily for boxing, he lost by points. Francis Ngannou battled it out the distance, but still ended up losing by split decision. This had the fight world on edge as many big-name fighters including Mike Tyson and Israel Adesanya came out saying that they were shocked the judges scored it this way. Ngannou took to social media after this, claiming the judges needed to be held accountable as they could ruin someone's career. His whole statement basically getting at the judges favored Fury because he simply is the champion in the boxing world and not that he necessarily dominated the match. We didn't expect Francis to win this fight with Fury. Also, we were not sure he wanted to continue as a boxer. But after this fight, it no longer seems like he is in a terrain he knows nothing about. He actually has the skill set needed to be a successful boxer. Well, after the Saturday fight with Tyson Fury, Ngannou moved on to the Professional Fighters League in 2024. But it seems he has a flexible contract and we might be seeing more of him in the ring. Unlike Francis that moves on to a new world after this fight, Fury will get ready for the moment of his life, his fight with Usyk, and this is one you absolutely do not want to miss. Thanks for tuning in here. Fury's win wasn't convincing. So do you think there will be a call for a rematch? What's Francis Ngannou's next move and how will Fury carry on against Usyk? Let us know in the comments section below. See you in the next video.